What's going on, my guy?
What up, killer? What's going on with you?
Hey, I'm gonna need a little bit more energy. Look, we got some guests on here. We got 2 guests, so I need a little bit more energy right now. So what's up, my guy?
What up, killer?
Nah, but everybody, thank you for joining us for another week of Let's Talk About It. This
Oh,
week
hold on,
will
hold on.
be a little bit
I got some
different.
energy. First and foremost, hey, shout out to Chula. Go to chulaware.com. Use my code Carolina Muscle and save. All right. What
Hold up,
about
hold up,
you?
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
Uh
hold
oh.
up, hold up,
Uh
hold up,
oh.
hold up, hold up, hold up. I already announced it by the time this episode come on, but I'm also Team Chula, code eShell10. So make sure you use my code for those board shorts whenever you compete at your next competition.
My
So
dog.
y'all already know that by now by this episode, but use either one of our code for Chula Fitness to wear and get your shorts or trunks. All right.
Yeah.
So now we can dive into the episode because we got 2 guests. I came across both of these guys from a post about, expanding the landscape of natural bodybuilding. They have a great idea, which I think probably been tried once, but it didn't go the way the person thought it would. So both of these guys, I feel like have a great energy from what I see through Instagram. I reached out to them. They were open to coming on the podcast. So if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, hopefully you guys go follow them and they will tell you where to follow them. But we have Shaun. They're gonna introduce themselves formally too. But also the second guy go by Valley Muscle. So y'all know this is unordinary for me to bring a men's physique and a classic physique guy on this podcast at the same time. So it got to be something important. So let's bring them on. What's going on, guys?
What's the deal? What's the deal?
What's going on, fellas?
How's it going?
Wait, so real quick, you go by Carolina Muscle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Valley Muscle, Carolina Muscle.
I'm liking that.
It's a classic name.
Wow. So that means when I get to classic physique, I need to come up with like Jersey Muscle. That's where I'm
there
from.
you go.
I'm actually not against it. It's not
man.
So can you guys both give us a quick intro on yourselves? Maybe a short history about you and the natural, or kind of just what brought you to bodybuilding, or let's just hear your origin story real quick.
Val, you want to go first?
Sure.
Yeah.
So 2019, I went through a divorce. Really got into the fitness game through the divorce. Wasn't until I want to say like 3 years later that I kind of like met Shaun. I had already been in the fitness game for quite some time, and then hearing people tell me that I got a nice physique, that I should be competing and this and that, but I never thought that was something that I wanted to do. For one, it was kind of thrown off of it because it wasn't the idea of getting on stage in some trunks that small wasn't appealing to me at the start, so I didn't ever think I was going to do it. But I want to say in November of 2 years ago, I ended up meeting Shaun, and he got online with me and sparked this interest about trying to bring a highlight to natural bodybuilding. And still, because of the way he presented it to me, I ran with it. But at the time, I still didn't understand the trajectory of what we were going to try to be doing and stuff like that. But one day we were in the gym, and somebody asked him a question like, what exactly are you guys trying to do with what we're doing? And I can't remember word for word what Shaun said, but from what I took from it was Shaun pretty much saying like, we'd be innovators of a sport that's already here, trying to put a highlight on something that has never been done before. Kind of like how the game of basketball has been here and Michael Jordan innovated it. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like a light bulb went off in my head. And because of that, it just made me full-fledged go into it. And I've been into the bodybuilding for about a year now. I fell in love with it. The first time being on stage, those lights did something to me that no other sport that I've ever played has been able to do. It was like a euphoric high. My first time on that stage, I had people coming off the stage. I had people telling me like, there's no way this is your first time being on stage. And I'm like, it is. It was like, well, your stage presence is by far some of the craziest I've ever seen because of the confidence that I bring. So like I said, I never really thought I was going to be in the bodybuilding, but thankful for my friend here, man. He's got me so entwined with what we got going on, and I'm I'm here for everything.
Oh yeah. I'll piggyback off of that. My name is Shaun Fury, and what brought me into bodybuilding so far as an origin story is concerned, I got to LA 10 years ago. I always knew that I wanted to, at some point, I don't want to end the story as a movie star, but I want to basically in the middle of my career be a movie star. And I always understood that before I wanted to hit that rung in the ladder, I wanted to tell a very specific story about human evolution. And honestly, for like the first 8 years of being in LA, I was looking for the angle to actually start that story about human evolution. And then I discovered that natural bodybuilding existed. Had I known that natural bodybuilding had existed back in 2014, I would have started this way earlier. But I got on Instagram and I started noticing that people who had really great physiques in the comments, everyone was saying that, like, oh, this person's not natural. Stop lying about your natty status and things of that nature. And that's kind of what, gave me the light bulb. And then after diving deeper in, I've been fully immersed within like the past 2 to 3 years. That's when I saw that there's a story here. So basically through that, with my background being in filmmaking, the idea was to create a story around natural bodybuilding, bring it to the same level of the enhanced side, and then insert myself as the greatest of all time, and then have that be the launch pad into the rest of my career, which is that of human evolution, movie star, yada, 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 and then I take over the world.
Awesome. I love it. So let me ask you two guys a question. What organization do you currently compete in?
So we've done 2 shows in NPC.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with y'all trying to be innovators of natural bodybuilding, why did y'all choose NPC route instead of going to like a WNBF, ANBF, OCB? Why choose the NPC route if you're trying to shine light on natural bodybuilding?
My response to that is a lot of the inspiration that I'm drawing from what started out was a documentary project that features myself and Valley Muscle. And the biggest documentary that we can parallel this to is obviously Pumping Iron. So that's essentially why we chose the NPC IFBB Federation, because that's the one that Arnold Schwarzenegger rose to prominence in. However, I don't feel attached to that federation. I would say that that's just the one with the greatest level of recognition across the world.
And in my opinion, there's so many natural athletes that I feel that can compete at those shows that don't get the same recognition. So it's like, right, I wanted to go to this show to beat up on those guys that don't give us the same credit, and then try to merge both of those in a sense, if that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. I get it, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, so basically you're trying to, I guess, infiltrate what they have going on and then utilize that momentum to come back to the natural organizations. Because I know me and Jamal, like I said, we've been talking about this for a while, how I feel like, and it's been proven, there was, 3 Yorton Cup winners last year that went and won their pro card for the IFBB last year, Jamal?
Something like that.
Ben Weeder. Yeah. So, I mean, we always say, like, we think the top naturals can go and compete at a level, but it is what happens when you turn IFBB pro, and who you compete against then, right? So for your documentary, I think I commented this once. I think the closest thing to this was 2021 Mr. America did like a reality show for their winners one year. I don't know if you guys seen it. It was like aired in a lot of the Go's gyms, but like I actually attended that show and I thought like the whole backstage filming the intros and the live stuff, it was dope. So what do you guys think will make your documentary different to reach across different platforms and touch different people? Like we got Magazine Dreams coming out recently. So what make you think people want to go watch a natural documentary?
First off, you got to excuse me because I just get really pumped about this project. So I could 3 hours about this. So feel free to like just interject if you ever feel like it. All right. So to answer your question, we have a documentary, and then the big project is supposed to be a TV show. So the documentary basically follows myself and Valley Muscle as we tell this story of bringing bodybuilding to prominence. However, I feel like the moneymaker, the thing that goes mainstream, is the TV show called The Natty King. The Natty King is really intended to focus on, in my mind, it's 15 main character type stars, and then 15 world champions who actually have a resume. They've competed in OCB, WMBF, like the top of the top. And then we'd have them kind of clash to see who's like the best of the best and crown the first ever Natty King. We're aiming for that to happen in, like, let's say 2029 or 2028-ish. To answer your question, why do I think that we can get eyes to this project? It's because of the personalities within the project. Myself as the greatest of all time, Valley Muscle as his brand, and then we just add additional people with their own communities. For instance, we just recruited an individual. His name is Zach Moore. He's never competed before. He's going to be doing his first show in the next couple of months, but he's already got a community because he's a type 1 diabetic. So he's got people in his corner wanting to see what he can do. He's got a cause that he's fighting for, and that's, you know, the type 1 diabetic community. And basically, we just want to select individuals with their own cause, with their own motivation and their own community, and bring them into the project.
Because it's all built into the bigger brand.
Yeah.
So a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but this, people try to do this before, where they try to bring the natural bodybuilding community together, whatever the case may be. To me, I don't think it's ever going to happen, because you just got so many different organizations, and you got so many people that's out there fighting for their own dreams and goals, or whatever the case may be, right? So when y'all are trying to put together this documentary, this big plan, do y'all get pushback from other people? Like what are some of the outside noise y'all hear about this?
Val, you want to take this one?
For the most part, a lot of people say we can't do it. A lot of people don't believe in what we got.
Tell the Ronnie Coleman story.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up being really in love with the guy, Ronnie, you know, obviously because of what he was able to accomplish and stuff like that. But first year, me and this dude, Shaun, met or whatever, I want to say months after, we were at the Fitness Expo. I was out there with a brand that I'm sponsored with. Shaun ended up having to go. He had some stuff he had to take care of. And I ended up, right after he left, I ended up running into Ronnie Coleman and his booth. All day this day, me and Shaun were going around getting interviews, asking people about who's their top natural bodybuilder. Nobody could answer the question. They would ask him who's their favorite bodybuilder, C-bum, and all these other answers will pop up. So it's just like crazy. So when I finally got a chance to ask Ronnie Coleman some questions, I got to the front of the line, and I just, you know, it's like, hey man, I told him, you know, how much of inspiration he is to me and a lot of people around him, blah, 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 blah. I just want to ask him if I can ask him 2 questions. He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, so me and my buddy got this little thing as far as natural bodybuilding, you know, is going into. I said, do you think that we'll ever be able to shine a light on natural bodybuilding and bring it to maybe the heights of, you know, what you guys have done? He was like, no, didn't elaborate or anything like that. He just said no. I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, I forgot what other question I asked him besides that, but the other question I pretty much asked him was like, was there anybody that he ever feared getting on stage with? Obviously, you know, the man's going to say no, anything like that. But what I took from that was a guy at that high of a level saying no to somebody like me. It just shows that even a guy that's pretty much done it all, I feel like a lot of people don't believe in it because they're scared of what naturals can accomplish. In a sense, I feel like if we actually what more can you do with that realm of bodybuilding? Like, everybody's already seen how mass you can get how big you can get your body. Like, what more can you do with a PED physique? So it's like, if we can actually get just a small slight head turn to what we're trying to do, I think that it will be a good thing for the masses of people, because the thing that we're trying to do is not even about trying to like be bodybuilders, man. We're trying to promote health and wealth, fitness at the highest level. Like, I don't know. Like,
I want to jump in. Firstly, one thing, and it's already been used a couple times in this conversation, but as a producer and filmmaker, I hate to use the word trying to do. Like, when it comes to this movement that we're leading, I don't see it like, oh, we're trying to lead a movement, or we're trying to make this production. No, this is like we're actually taking steps. There's actionable steps that have to occur in order for this to be coming to fruition. So if we're at step 12 out of a 200 step, like I'm not trying to be at step 12. I'm at step 12, and then the next step is 13. On that note, I would say that I never concern myself with the failures who have tried to do something of what we are currently doing, because they don't have the same perspective on storytelling and narrative that I'm putting an emphasis on in relation to promoting natural bodybuilding through the avenue of who are the star players, who should we be paying attention to, in the same way that before Arnold Schwarzenegger was who he was and a Mr. Olympia champion, nobody cared about bodybuilding, period. Then the golden era came and he was the face of bodybuilding. If Arnold Schwarzenegger was not in the picture, would we even be talking about bodybuilding at all? So I'm looking to highlight people of that same caliber with the same charisma, persona, personality, gravitas, what have you, and the same ambition to lead natural bodybuilding to that future that I have envisioned for it.
All right, we got the energy now. Okay, got you. All right, so for that answer, and we got the energy now. So, and like I said, I reached out to you because I seen the clips, and I was just like, yo, this intrigues me, right? Because, like you said, you're not trying to do something; you're leading into that movement, or you're working towards something, right? So, I guess my question for you is, what do you say to the people who say you don't have enough skin in the game? Who says basically both of you guys are still fairly new to the sport? Like, listen, hear me out now, because there's gonna be people who says like these guys say they competed once, these guys haven't been competing as long as we have. Why do they deserve to be called the GOAT or the natural king?
That's legit. That's legit.
Look, I've already told him I don't call myself the Natty King or anything like that. I am trying to set a stage for everybody. We're setting the stage for everybody. I truly believe that you don't appoint yourself anything. The people have to do that. So I'm a firm believer that what we're doing, when the times come, the people will choose who the fuck they believe is their Natty King. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth saying, because like you said, it's not about how many shows we have done or not, because I feel like that can kind of like cloud what we're actually trying to do. Like, doesn't really, I mean, I can go and never really get my pro card, but I'm still want to bring this stage for naturals to be able to get the same amount of money, the same kind of accountability, the sponsorships, all the same thing that they get on that side. I still want to bring it over here, regardless of how many shows I've done. If I've won this one, I lost that one, it doesn't matter. I'm still in it because I want to bring a stage for all of us to be able to share.
And on that, Valley and I do have opposing philosophies. Me personally, with me being the type of storyteller that I am, and I'm inspired by individuals such as Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee, and I like the concept of walking in your purpose. And my true belief is if you actually do walk in your purpose, you can see the future. And the future that I see for myself is literally the greatest of all time. Now, when a person comes to inspect my lifetime career, are they actually going to make the argument for me and say, oh, no, actually, if you look at his career as a bodybuilder and then a filmmaker and then a politician, you can argue that Shaun Fury is the greatest of all time. Yes, that is the truth, that people will be making that argument. Me personally, I don't have to wait for someone to make it for me because I've already done it. Like, I already know what the trajectory looks like, and then it's just executing on those steps in order to achieve it. It's not like complicated to me. I'm just kind of already celebrating before it already happened because I've already done it, if that makes sense. And I know it comes off arrogant. I understand that. I really don't care because, like, I'm not hurting anyone by doing this. Like, my brothers get, like, I was just over on the East Coast visiting my mom. I met two of my brothers. I saw two of them on 2 separate days, and they both are, like, basically jumping down my throat about, like, how I come off on social media. It was like, oh, you come off arrogant, you're delusional, yada, yada, yada. Who the fuck cares? Am I having fun doing this? Hell yeah. Like, that's all that matters to me. Like, I want to tell a great story. I'm doing that. And then anything after that, who the fuck cares? Fuck them. That's my answer.
My dog didn't like that.
Damn.
I know I come off arrogant, but I'm not an arrogant guy. I'm a nice guy. I just I don't care what people
North
think.
Carolina is not like that.
No, listen. I don't mind it, but I was once the person you are right now. I was once that person. You know what I'm saying? And I did a 180. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? I had that same attitude. But in the long haul, I think if you want to stay in this sport and do it for a while, I think that type of attitude will hurt you in the long run. I don't know your plans, but I think the whole FU attitude, this, that, and third, I think that will hurt you in the long run if you're trying to bring people together and do all this other stuff. I think that will hurt you in the long run.
You're still trying to be likable at the end of the day, in my perspective.
Exactly.
Like,
Likable,
if you're
marketable.
being as arrogant and going out and saying this, oh, I'm that or I'm this, you're doing too much conflict inside of some shit where we're trying to bridge a gap, in my perspective. So that's why I was just like my dog. I think I'm the greatest too, but I'm not going to promote it the same way because everybody is supposed to think that they're greatest in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I also think like the funny thing about this podcast was, and like I love both of y'all energy because it's like it's literally how me and Jamal used to be. It's like yin and yang. Like it's perfect because like Jamal will turn up one day, I'll turn up the next day, and it's perfect. So that's why this works. Like I like this. And like I said, that wasn't me trying to throw any shots, of course, about like resumes and things of that nature. It was more so, what do you say when you try to get the guys with the resumes to join your movement?
Follow y'all or
to follow you, and they'd be like, well,
okay,
yeah.
Perfect example. I want you two to pitch it to me and Eric right now.
Okay.
How would you pitch it to me and Eric?
Go ahead, Shaun, because you're good at this. Go ahead.
Basically, WWE meets ballers. So we're looking to recruit 30 top natural bodybuilding stars to lead the movement and present themselves as like the best of the best, with the intention of identifying who is the greatest natty king. And through that, we have a title equivalent to a Mr. Olympia. That's, in the same way as the WWE World Champion. So we want to find out who really should be the face of the sport, not just natural bodybuilding, but we want to find out who should be the face of the sport as a whole, bodybuilding and the fitness industry. So whoever wants to be a part of that, and whoever has the ambition or the belief that they are deserving of such a title, you're welcome to be a part of it.
How much do I get paid? What's the payout?
I personally want $1 million cash prize.
Natty King,
trying to get $1 million.
I want $1 million cash prize.
Shit.
Come in. Hey, bro, you got to
We sold. We sold him. We got it. We got him.
So what I'm hearing, and like I said, I like to always try to reiterate what you're saying to make sure that I'm on the same page with you. So it's almost like you're forming, like you said, your team with your stories, like the people who, have this story of how they came to bodybuilding. Then you also have your other team of your resume athletes. And it's not like you're still the star, you're still a star, but you're also highlighting all these other guys and making them stars as well. Yeah. So it's not like me, because it sounds very similar to, I don't know if you guys seen it, but I think it was the first, it may have been the second generation Iron when it was all men's physique guys. Now, that's when I started watching men's physique, and that's what got me into men's physique because of all the different personalities. I think they had Ryan Terry Buendia, Ferguson, all the OGs who's now like either at the super top of the game or leaving the game. So, like I said, I was intrigued by the idea automatically. Jamal's a big wrestling fan. We had a whole episode of him talking about John Cena turning heel. That's his thing.
We could chat.
Hey,
we could chat.
Hey.
So if you need somebody to be a good guy and turn heel, he's the guy.
WrestleMania come on Sunday, I believe. I'll be tuned in.
Hell yeah. We're actually going to be in Vegas. We're going to be in Vegas. We're supposed to meet up with Jay Cutler, Kenny KO, who are you guys familiar with Kenny KO?
Nah, I don't know what that is.
Basically, he's like an internet troll. Take Simeon Panda, take Josh Manoa. You probably know Simeon Panda, right?
Yeah.
So Kenny KO is a type of content creator where he'll take a look at Simeon Panda and go like, man, I can't stand that this guy claims natural. It's so clear that he isn't. And like that's basically his whole bread and butter when it comes to content creation. He just focuses on famous people who claim natty, whether they are or not, but they claim natty, and then Kenny KO makes content about them. And then he has an entire demographic who are just looking for that validation. Thank you for fucking calling out the fake natties, man. Just give me that reinforcement that this isn't like possibly achieved naturally and shit like that. So from my perspective, if we're aiming to tell a great story, you need a bad guy. And Kenny KO is a representative of the non-believers, not in the potential of natural bodybuilding, but in the greatest natural physiques around. Like people, like there's a sect of people that do not believe that I'm possible, that don't believe that Simian Panda's possible without the use of enhancement. So I honestly see them as like the main bad guy that I'm looking to defeat.
Gotcha. All right, so let's go into first call out, Jamal. I have a question. So we have segments. So first call out. So of course, like I said, I watch your pages. I see you guys train, but you have a very, I would say, special guest that's always with you guys, who I guess is leading. I ain't gonna say leading, but he's kind of like helping you guys out, or y'all are constantly talking to him. That's Greg Doucette. So what?
Dog. That's our dog.
Like he actually called out one of our Yorton Cup winners recently, Nathalie. So what is his I guess stance or position on this project?
Val, you want to take it first?
Go ahead, because I feel like you got a more clear understanding of it from Greg.
All right, so Greg gave us a verbal commitment to be the head judge for what I'm tentatively calling it right now. It's the King of Naturals tournament, and that tournament is going to be an invitational, like I just said, where we're looking to crown the first ever Natty King. And similar to what I was just saying to Carolina, I want $1 million cash prize for that. That's going to take investors. It's going to take sponsors. It's going to take a production company within Hollywood to raise that kind of money. That's my responsibility. That's what I'm taking care of. But Greg has given a verbal commitment to be the head judge. And with that, I actually do want to put the camera on him when he's making those deliberations as to who really should be crowned the Natty King, which is a thing that I feel like doesn't really get to happen within bodybuilding competitions, where we actually have an insight as to how these judges are actually making these assessments.
Like that.
Greg is who is he? Sorry for not knowing.
No worries. Eric, you want to fill him in?
You said he talked about who? Which one are you?
So he's a IFBB pro. He's YouTube famous. He's a fitness influencer. He does like a lot of the Natty or Not videos. He did a video on the women's physique Yorton Cup winner 2 years ago.
So
I'll send you it after this. Don't worry. We'll clip it and add it to this video when we're talking about it.
One of our athletes, Josh Manoe, he described Greg Doucette as the Simon Cowell of the fitness industry, and I thought that was pretty on the nose.
Okay, so my question is, what footwork are y'all doing? Are y'all talking to other naturals besides the people you have in your camp right now? Are y'all talking to promoters? Like, what are y'all doing to get this thing together?
Literally everything that you can think of. Like he just said, that trip your buddy just mentioned, we flew out to Canada to sit down with Greg to pitch everything that we were trying to that we're putting together. And we're actually going out to Vegas this week to do the same thing. Sit down with Jake Cutler. We're gonna pitch everything that we got going on with him. He was actually the guy at my first show that told me after I got off the stage, like, what show was this for you? I'm like, it's my first show. I've already known Jay for quite some time because of Young LA, the brand. So when I got on stage that day, he had already thought I was bodybuilding for some time, but he took a liking to me, gave me his number, and that's where the connection has kind of like became, a little bit fruitatious or whatever. So we're going out there to try to pitch what we got going on to Jay. I'm gonna sit down with Kenny, and we're gonna sit down with another guy named Daniel Coffey, who's a opposing coach. So we're not leaving any stone unturned. We're trying to connect and collab with pretty much anybody that pretty much give us an ear. I feel like I believe Shaun is on the same page with me. The more people that we can have help us, the better off that we're going to be. We just want people that really sees that there can be a really bright future on what we're putting together. and that's really it.
But how are you connecting to people, your peers? How are you connecting to the amateurs that's out there? How are you connecting to, the newly pro out there to pull them into this? That should have been the question.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good question. I would say that we don't have a streamlined system in place yet to actually vet who we want to actually fill this talent pool with, to answer your question. Right now, we only have 4 athletes. We have myself, Valley Muscle, Josh Manoe, and Zach Moore, who we just offered a spot. Just because for Zach, he was kind of like a no-brainer. He's fighting for a cause, and he's got a great physique. And if you have those things and you already got your own specific niche community who's like supporting you, shit, if I could get 11 more guys just like that, we're good on that side. And now we can just focus on building out the 15 champions. But to answer your question, we do need to come up with a more structured way of vetting. Right now, it's more of like word of mouth, like, hey, Shaun, you should check out this guy. Hey, Valley, like, oh, this guy like fucking popped up on my feed. You should check him out. That kind of thing.
Exactly. Like I was just about to say, we've been over the last couple of weeks. He's been DMing me or texting me, hey, look at this guy, check him out, blah, blah, blah. And I've been doing the same thing. So we're trying to like come onto a common ground on somebody that we actually like. And if it is somebody that we think that'll be work well with us, we'll hit them up, DM him, see if we can get on a Zoom call, and then we'll go from there.
And to build on top of that, and like, again, I'm a producer, I'm a filmmaker here. So like, this is how the first 15 are being selected. I'm not looking to have like the same story and the same physique across all 15.
Everybody got to be different.
Yeah, like everyone's got to have like a unique backstory, a unique, like there's got to be some sort of originality to that person. Otherwise, like they don't really offer much value. So if you've already got a type 1 diabetic, the likelihood of getting a second type 1 diabetic, like, sorry, like we already got one. So personally, I'm looking for what kind of story are you offering so far as value is concerned? I would love to get a fucking Indian natural bodybuilder because they've got such a huge community and they're all very supportive of their own. So like me personally, I'm just like manifesting it out there. I want a dope Indian natural bodybuilder on this team.
All right, I guess my question kind of goes to, which I mean, cash, of course, is king. It brings people out. What make you think that because I hear like the names you're mentioning. I know most of the names you're mentioning, and it seems like you're heavy on the NPC, IFB people who's over there on that side. And it kind of ties in with Jamal's question. Like, are you tied into anybody in the natural community, like the ambassador of the natural community?
I'm about to show you a guy I just sent him literally last night.
Oh, the Asian dude, Zebin Shu. Zebin Shu
right here.
He just, I believe he's a world champion in WNBF.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he's
now
WNBF.
Now to like to be a bit more on the nose to like your question. Me personally, I'm looking for 30 to compete in like, let's say, open bodybuilding, right? So Jamal, you're like a perfect candidate to, like, I'm saying you're a perfect candidate to be on the other side of the 15, where it's like we're looking for world champions who have competed.
We're the guy we're trying to knock off type shit.
Yeah. So that's kind of what my intention is. Jamal's like,
I love it. Hey, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like oh, go ahead.
No, go. You ahead.
So it's almost like, I don't know if you guys remember it. I probably shouldn't say this, but it's like the episode of like the what is it, the 4, that singing show, and you got these guys who already have the seats, and these newcomers are people who's trying to get their seat or take their position of being the natural or being one of the top people.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I would say that the first 15, like I'm using, like, they all have main character energy. Like they all got like really cool fucking shit, like something, they got that star power, right? Yeah. They might not have trophies or as many trophies as, let's say, Jamal or yourself, but they got something about them. They got some shit, right? We have those 15. They're the ones who carry the story, and then we have, let's say, just using Jamal as an example, then we have like the 15 Jamals, and it's like, yo, we're actually winners. We're actually fucking champions. So like, back the fuck off. And then whoever gets the Natty King, they get $1 million cash prize, and they also have the title of the Natty King
for a year.
I want 4 years personally. I think
okay,
tournament every 4 years.
Okay.
I think that'd be really cool. It's very similar to the Olympics, and you also you would have every 4 years to actually build up more hype around it.
I like
love the idea. Go ahead and do second
that.
call out, Eric. Or final call out.
Jamal got he ready for that second call out. Last call out. I actually have three questions. So Jamal, if you got three, I got three.
No, I got one.
Okay.
But you can ask your three though. I just got one, and the $1 million keep standing out to me. So what makes you think you can do $1 million if the IFBB or no, was it the Arnold? The Arnold isn't up to $1 million. So why did you pick 1 million? That's
because
my question.
Yeah, I'll let you go, Valley. Yeah, you go ahead.
Why we want
Don't say trying.
No, I'm not. We want more than what they're giving them. We've waited long enough. So why the fuck would we want to ask for anything equivalent to what they've been getting? We want more now. We don't want to wait no more. We want it now.
So what do you say to the people that's like, well, y'all not as big as the IFBB guys? Like, y'all are just a little amateur league out there. What do you say to them people? Y'all ain't worth $1 million, pretty much. Your body is not worth $1 million.
I mean,
come on now, Valley. Come on now.
I mean, no, and you got me right there, because it's like I'm very argumentative, but when it comes to stuff like Shaun knows, like I'm gonna prove you wrong with what I'm doing more than telling you something. Like, just watch. That's how I feel, because it's like I can sit here and tell you everything that I got going on that we're planning to do, blah blah blah, and the person that's still doubting us will still have that same doubt. So why the fuck would I want to explain anything to you if you're still going to doubt me, regardless of what the fuck I say? Go ahead and doubt, and I'm going to show your ass.
Can I piggyback? I want to piggyback. I'm going to piggyback. All right. So, yeah, maybe the person who gets crowned the Natty King, maybe his physique is not as big as Samson Dauda. I wouldn't expect it to be. However, I don't put much value in a person with overwhelming mass. To me, that's not something that I've ever coveted. In fact, that's why I never really considered bodybuilding as a pursuit until 3 years ago, when I actually discovered that natural bodybuilding was a thing. When I was in high school, Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler were the champions, and I never wanted to look like them. On that note, I also feel, and this is just my personal opinion, that bodybuilding is, as a whole, it's not a mainstream sport. Yeah, it's popular, but it's not mainstream to the same level of, let's say, baseball or football or basketball. With what I want to do with this story and this TV show, we're looking for success at the level of WWE. And from that perspective, it matters less about the impressiveness of the physiques, but more so the storylines that we are committed to over the course of an entire TV series. So I'm not thinking about, like, how can we raise money for the best natural physique? I'm thinking about how can we raise money for the best storyteller. And Shaun Fury is the greatest storyteller of all time.
So then one may say, okay, now you're trying to mix bodybuilding and storytelling together. How do I know it's going to be fair judging? How do I know this wasn't script?
I saw that coming.
This guy to win. Coming. So I would be very careful when you try to say, yeah, I'm trying to storytell, because I'm gonna manifest it for y'all. Whenever y'all do make this happen, somebody like me or a Jay Wright in the world, why do we want to come do this if you already got a story written and I don't think I'm gonna get a fair chance?
Isn't that how all sports are, though, at this point? I'm not saying that it's right, but I mean, how often do you get to the Super Bowl and then there's this miraculous end of the game play, and it's it's
the team that wasn't supposed to win won.
Like, how often does that happen in sports? Period. That's the subjectivity of sports, unfortunately.
All right, well, that's all I got.
And you are right about it not being mainstream. I want to say that about it being mainstream. The reason why it's not mainstream is because not everybody can have success doing it, because you have to be on this side of the spectrum for people to feel like you can be successful. Most people don't feel like being a natural bodybuilder you can be successful, and that's what we're changing. That's what we're changing, because it's guys like you. Like I swear, you guys are exactly the kind of guys that I like being acquainted by, because you guys, the energy, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I love being around people that love to, network and connect, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying, that's what we're definitely doing. Fuck the trying. Let me get that out of my vocabulary, because I keep saying that shit, but I'm just so used to saying trying, because I try to keep myself humble in a sense, but this man right here has definitely been on my ass about that word over the last few weeks, so I definitely got to let that go.
Yeah. I think I talk a big game, and I'm passionate, and I mean everything that I say. But what I don't talk about often enough is that I really do think it's a shame that in order to experience glory within this sport, which I think is a really cool sport, but the only way to experience glory in it is you have to take steroids. And that's like the main why that I decided to like actually do this, because I don't think that's fair. And I think it's stupid.
and I'm a high school football coach besides that too, so it just kind of coincide. Like, I'm already leading the next generation in the right path. I've trained numerous of kids that are in D1 colleges. I got kids right now, 3 of them that are in the NFL combine, that are getting ready to get drafted. So it's like a lot of these kids that I'm in high school coaching now. Last year, I'm getting ready for my show, and all I kept hearing, like, Coach, like, what stack are you on, or what did it like? And coming up to their graduation and stuff, I had kids tell them, like, Coach, like, you think it'd be a good idea if I did this? And I'm like, no, like, bro, you're only 17, 18. Like, get your body, if that is what something that you choose to do, like, give your body some time to grow. But you don't even know what the DNA is actually going to be able to do if you actually just put in some work. So it's like, I want to change the trajectory of kids believing that if I get this dope ass physique, it has to be through steroids or PEDs or SARMs or whatever. No, if your ass get up and get in that gym and put in the work like a real man, you can get everything that you're looking for out of it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I went through that divorce in 2019. I'm a college graduate. I played football my whole life and stuff like that. I've never seen my body the way I've seen my body now, with the science behind the diet and everything. I've never seen my body the way I see it now. So I'm invested, because I love everything that is brought out of me. Like, as I've always had the discipline to be a great athlete, but this is a different kind of level, and if it makes sense.
Gotcha. All right, so I actually have one question, because y'all covered a lot in that. So I definitely want to give a kudos to the aspect of, I think it's going to be great when it happens. Speaking it to fruition. And the thing I see is it's almost like influencer versus like people with skin in the game, right? And some people might not want to put, but it also, I think the competitive spirit of that is like somebody who's seasoned like Jamal, and there's a guy who flexes on Instagram with all the followers. It's like, yeah, I could dust him off. Like, I wish he would try me, right? So it's one of those things that I appreciate. I appreciate that, because we always because we all go through it. Like, I think comparison is a thief of joy. We all know that, but we all see the influencer with the 1 million followers really just like, there's no way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he will never step on the stage, or he never stepped on the stage. And we think, a lot of people think stepping on stage is what's going to propel them to this notoriety, which is not, right? Mm-hmm. So, because like I said, there's people like Jamal who has a bunch of followers as well, but he has a whole bunch of titles, but he doesn't have more followers than the
Izzy.
Gym
I want Izzy. Yeah.
Some of these dudes that don't deserve to follow, and they just make it.
But our show gets a little messy at times, and we're talking about WWE. So Jamal's a big WWE. So will we be Jamal? Will we be like will we be the Dudley Boys? Will we be like Generation?
Nah, man.
I gotta ask this question. I gotta know who we will be. Who will we be right now?
Man, would be
Triple
like
H and Shawn Michaels.
Bro. Nah,
hey, I like that.
Hey, the Usos, bro. We got to yeet on them folks one time.
We the Usos right now. So hypothetically speaking, at the Kingdom Naturals, if there were a way that you had to, let's say it was a triple threat match, a tag team match, and it had 3 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
me, Jamal, and Magnum McCray, the 2023 Yorton Cup champs. Y'all could go look that up. Versus you, Shaun, you, Valley, and a bodybuilder. Who would that be? And who would win?
It'd have to be someone on our team already. So it'd have to be either it'd have to be Josh. It'd have to be Josh. Yeah, it'd have to be Josh. Yeah.
So Josh Moore he's a bodybuilder?
Yeah. He's the Mr. Universe. So he competes in the Muscle Mania Federation.
Okay.
Yeah. Great physique. Love the guy. And honestly, I've been a fan of Josh for, I don't know, like 5 years right now. He was actually one of the first natural bodybuilders I ever discovered.
Oh, we seen him the other day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to answer the second part of that question.
What was that? Who's going to win? Well, can we do it in segments? Can we do it in segments? Can we do it in segments? Like, hey, I'm gonna just look. I don't know. Look, fuck all that. I'm gonna just say this. When it comes to, because I feel like I gotta go against Carolina, so I already took the L because I don't have the mass. I feel like when it comes to the conditioning, I might get him on the conditioning, but he probably got me on the mass. Now, when it comes to you and Shaun, I'm gonna let Shaun go ahead and chime in on that one. That's just
all right. If let's say like if the competition were like next year, men's physique, like let's say I'm stuck in men's physique. I want to get, for the record, I want to get out of men's physique as quickly as possible because like I want to compete in this thing. And unfortunately, men's physique is like not the division that we're looking to crown the Natty King in. So it's basically if you qualify for classic or open, that's when you are a viable option. So if it's like if you and I are going against each other in men's physique, I don't know. I think I'm coming for it. Yeah, I think I'm coming for it. Granted, I can't wait to get out of men's physique, but yeah, no, I'm fucking coming for it for sure. Great physique, by the way.
Look, I'm gonna chime in as your partner. I'm gonna just let you know that man's shoulders is sitting all the way around right now. Just want you to know that.
And he's got a small waist. He's got a very small waist.
I just want you to know.
He got like 27 inches.
And you can see the back of his goddamn shoulders. So
hey, I guess I missed the memo. All y'all come with damn tank tops on. Nobody didn't let me know.
I really changed my shirt before we started recording.
Well, we thought it good. We didn't let you know because you would have came in here and stole the show.
Yeah, because you're on a cut right now.
Something like that.
Came in and stole the show.
Oh man.
Hey guys, this was. Oh, go ahead. I don't want to cut nobody off.
Each other's conditioning is looking good, though. You can see all that.
Yeah.
Looking real good.
Yep.
Ah, man, stop it.
Nah, I'm serious. It's looking good.
But can you give the people where to follow you from? Of course, we'll collab on a few reels. We'll definitely shout you guys out. But can you tell them where to find you before we end the episode?
Yeah, man. So I'm really easy. My name is right there, Shaun Fury. So if you want to find me on socials, just remove the space, or if you just type in Shaun Natural Bodybuilder, I come up. Or if you type in Greatest of All Time, I come up. It's pretty easy to find me.
They're gonna scratch that one.
I want you to I really, because I like you guys and I feel like I can be myself in front of you guys. This was all premeditated. I took a look at my name like fucking 20, 30 years ago. Shaun Fury, that's a fucking dope name. We got to do something cool with that name. Let's build a legacy.
Love it. I love it. Well, it's your boy Valley with 2 Y's, Valley Muscle on every platform. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm glad y'all had us on, man. It's great to connect with you guys, man. Definitely some like-minded people, and look forward to keeping you guys in the arsenal and talking to you guys, man.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. It was a pleasure having y'all on for sure.
Absolutely.
And also, remind them one more time, Jamal, what can they give that discount code?
Hey, you know where?
Order your trunks, use code Carolina Muscle or
eShell10 and get your trunks.
That
All right,
part.
peace.
Hell yeah.
Peace.